Ask around for clues about the situation. With pleasure. Hey, yo. I need answers.
Hey, it's you guys again. Where's your cultured friend?
She's feeling a little unwell.
I see. Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness of my products. I harvested them from the forest just yesterday.
Have you felt anything strange lately?
Huh? What brought this about? I hurried back from the forest yesterday, and I'm selling produce here today. I haven't felt anything strange.
To put it another way, if you really think about it, was yesterday truly yesterday? Did you actually come back from the forest yesterday?
What kind of philosophical nonsense is this? Are you two daydreaming? Didn't you know that no one dreams in Sumeru? Go somewhere else if you want to find someone to daydream with.
I mean, you didn't have to say it like that, man.
He actually has a point. Is this a dream? Is everyone dreaming?
Remember what he said just now. No one dreams in Sumeru.
True. It's so weird that people here don't dream. Anyway, if this all really were just a dream, we would have woken up a long time ago. Let's keep asking around.
Okay, so it is not a dream. Okay, you. The weird
it's you two.
philosophical stuff.
Was my divination so accurate that you felt compelled to compliment me in person?
We actually did run into a situation, but I'm not sure if it's related to your divination.
Ooh, I knew it!
That
I
almost
told
rhymed.
you, the god's divination is highly accurate. You just hadn't fully understood its significance yet.
You're really excited about this, huh? That's exactly why we came back. Help us better understand it.
Help you better understand it? Well, that isn't exactly what I excel at.
Well, you could just do it to the best of your ability.
So, you're admitting that you don't have a clue?
Anyway, what kind of situation did you get into?
We're all trapped in the day of the Sumeru's festival. You've actually dividended our fortune many times.
Huh? Hold on a second. I thought you guys just lost your wallet or fell for a scam. What you just said, are you serious? Does that kind of thing actually happen in real life?
I knew you weren't going to believe it.
Marvelous. Truly marvelous. I believe you. Recall the interpretation of your divination. The moon, illusions, and lies. It really felt like an omen.
When you say it like that, the divination does sound like it's related to what's going on. Can you read any more into it?
I believe that the Archon's revelations are never more than vague hints. Anything more specific is beyond the reach of mere mortals. The book only says, if you trust your instincts and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
So that's how it is. Looks like fortune-telling is just fortune-telling. It's no good for practical problems.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
We haven't made any progress. Who else can we talk to?
Let's try talking to Daya again. Hey, yeah, okay.
Mama remembers that we tried talking to her a couple of times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her.
Damn it.
You think she'll brush us off again?
Let's try taking her to see the real Dunyarzad.
Yeah. If we tap into Dia's strong sense of responsibility as a mercenary, then she'll definitely take us seriously.
Oh, wait. I'm assuming that you may have already done this a couple times before, though, right?
At this time of day, Dia's probably just finished beating up those kidnappers. Let's go find her.
So I don't know if it's going to work out that way. Anyway, time to see
Fine, my lady.
potential
It's just a scratch.
potential new waifu coming up.
Perfect timing. Both of you are here.
Paimon, traveler, you came at just the right time. Listen, there was a dangerous
A gang of kidnappers have just ambushed you. You just defeated a gang of kidnappers.
Huh? You saw? Then why didn't you jump in earlier? If someone was protecting Miss Dunyarzad, I could have went all out. Anyway, can you do something for me?
You want the traveler to take Dunyarzad somewhere to rest up while you check to see if there's still any kidnappers around. Did Paimon get that right?
Without any context, that just feels super weird.
How did you know what I was going to say?
We need to say something convincing.
Okay, people from Sumeru do not dream.
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon.
Yeah, she still talks. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad about that. It's pretty low, but you can still hear it.
Dia sold her greatsword to raise additional funds. And then she was injured because she wasn't used to her new weapon. The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on?
Let's play more.
Traveler!
You got injured because you aren't used to your current greatsword. You sold your greatsword to support the festival. Are we wrong, though? Are we wrong, though?
I didn't tell anyone about that. Including Miss Dunyarzad. You couldn't have known. And just now, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. What's going on?
Alright, so this is the situation.
You explain everything to Dea.
It's kinda hard to believe what you just told me. First, let me make something clear. Most of us desert dwellers might not be the scholarly type, but we do have basic common sense.
Haven't you noticed something off about Dunyarzad?
She's quieter than usual. Uninterested in anything and really gloomy.
Yeah, she isn't the same as before, but
She's just standing there, menacingly.
her parents said that this is how she was like at first.
Huh? At first?
I don't quite understand what you're all talking about. I'll go rest on the bench over there.
My lady, are you angry?
Come with me. I'll show you some evidence.
All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt since you knew about my greatsword. Let's make this a quick trip. Miss Dunyarzad isn't completely safe here.
All right, just ride on Yolande's back, and then we'll get there as soon as possible. Think of it as a piggyback ride. How is she going to react once she sees the body?
Nahida! We brought a friend! Are you busy?
I thought I told you that it won't help to bring anyone here.
We just wanted her to see the real Dunyarzad's condition.
The real Dunyarzad? Where and who are you talking to?
Huh?
I told you that you two are special. Other people can't see me or Miss Dunyarzad here.
Oh, well, shit. Yeah, there's nothing there.
Hold on. Over there. Is that?
Oh, you can see her?
Wow, how perceptive. Does she have invisible antennae?
It's the hair. It's Dea's hair. I forgot what they were called exactly. Oh, her intakes. It's her hair intakes.
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she? How's she doing?
Her condition's really bad, and she's basically in a coma. How did you know she was here?
I can sense her aura. There are also lingering feelings of something like regret or disappointment. What happened?
She can't see, but she definitely feels something. Like something feels off.
Do you believe us now? The Sub-Zero's festival has been repeating itself.
You begin discussing the issue with Dea, who finally
So,
understands the situation.
You think the sages are behind this?
Yeah, they've always been against us. Wouldn't surprise me if they're using the Akasha to intentionally repeat the Sub-Zero's festival as a sick joke.
You have a point. Aside from the Dendro Archon, the Academia's sages are the only ones in Sumeru who could pull off something like this. Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know.
Nahida, can you tell us anything about the Akasha?
Right! Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? That means you must know something about the Akasha!
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
A gnosis could do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical. It's being powered by the gnosis of Sumeru's Archon.
Then it's likely that the sages have the gnosis in their possession. Then, if that's the case.
So,
right?
This Nahida you mentioned, what did she say?
She said, and Paimon quotes, "The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people."
What am I supposed to say about that? She literally just repeated what was already said, word for word.
Compiles the wisdom of
I mean, I get why in terms of the story, but
people.
Oh my god.
Wait.
What's up?
I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for. But compiling the entire populace's wisdom? How does that work?
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha?
Most information in the Akasha comes from Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. That sounds about right. What do you think?
Time to put in some knowledge.
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. My mind feels exhausted. Even what's happening right now seems to have happened before.
This one?
That doesn't...
Wait, is it actually this? Well, I guess it is.
You mean the Akasha is causing our mental fatigue? Huh. Now that I think about it, my head's been feeling unusually heavy.
I wonder if Dunyarzad is also feeling that too.
When the desert
And
dwellers
the
set off on their quest for
effects
knowledge, a
are
sage once said,
making
knowledge
it worse
always
for her."
comes at a price. Compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us?
How would it do that?
Who knows? The Akasha can put knowledge into our heads, so who's to say that it can't also poke around in there? We don't know any specifics.
So, U.S. security. Wow.
What's the point of doing something like that?
Just think about it. If you could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive brain. This hive mind could make breakthroughs in problems that even the smartest geniuses can't crack.
An excellent deduction. And the analogy comparing Sumeru City to a massive brain? I love it.
In that case, we should take off our Akasha terminals right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah, I was only wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to cook up such a conspiracy. Mark my words, when this is over, I'm getting evidence and exposing this whole thing to the public.
Everyone removes their Akasha terminals.
How does everyone feel?
Actually, I also noticed something else.
Huh? What is it?
I feel like at the end of every day, there's always the sound of a beep.
Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single soft beep that sounds like it's coming from the Akasha terminal.
The sound of a beep. Could it be a prompt tone for when the Akasha is operating?
Heard the same sound in Port Ormos.
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway.
Speaking of.
Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There was definitely a beep, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my head.
We're already infected. They uploaded the virus.
We took off our Akasha terminals.
Oh God.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length. At this rate, there may be casualties.
But we cannot lose all of our progress.
Well, day's been reset, by the sounds of it. Here we go again. Reliving everything. Oh, God.
Paimon remembers everything!
Good. You adapted quickly this time.
At the end of last night.
We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that?
We've been implanted with another form of the terminals.
But now we can at least confirm one thing. The Akasha definitely has something to do with whatever's trapping us in this cycle.
Right.
Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this far if all it wants is everybody's wisdom?
It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand why they're being treated the way they are.
If we're lab rats, then what are you? Nahida, you've never told us anything about yourself.
I guess I'm the moon.
The moon? Wasn't that the result of our divination?
Okay then, keep to your secrets then.
Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth, so you should focus on other things. Don't get distracted and miss any clues.
Okay then. Dia helped us a lot yesterday, so let's go find her. If Paimon's reading the time correctly, those kidnappers should be showing up soon.
Maybe beat him up. Or you can do that.
Ah, there you are. I've already taken care of those kidnappers. My lady, did you get hurt?
Something's not right.
Dia?
What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs.
Your unfamiliarity usually lands you some scratches.
Shh! How did you know about my greatsword? I haven't told anyone about it. Please, don't tell Miss Dunyarzad.
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
Did you feel anything strange?
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. If I had to say something, it's weird how such a new weapon could feel so familiar. It's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
You're saying that although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only knowing the theory of battle won't get you anywhere.
Traveler, what do you think?
This has never happened before.
Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful. Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
We'll know for sure by the end of the day.
I have no clue what you two are talking about, but it's still dangerous here, so...
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere else to rest while you check if there are still more kidnappers around, right?
Oh boy.
How did you know what I was gonna say? Can you read minds?
Forget it. Go and do your thing.
Yep, and yeah, here we go again. Rejection. Well, shit, we didn't get any hints, so we're just gonna have to skip over to the next day, right?
Whew. It's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured, everything seems to have stayed the same. Listen, Nahida, we found out that Dia got out just fine today, even though she got injured every other time she fought the kidnappers. Do you think the Samsara has been broken? Have we saved Dunyarzad?
Yeah, okay. Do you like Pez candy? I remember trying it, like, when I was younger. I mean, it was only okay.
Really? Good job on all that progress.
Hey, how you doing, Cal Lupin?
Get some good sleep tonight.
Hey, what kind of an answer is that?
Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience tomorrow. How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept?
Damn, getting philosophical on us?
It's even possible that this entire world is a lie, and the history of the whole world has just been one endless Sub-Zero's festival.
Okay, no more. Paimon's brain is already shut down.
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things you will learn tomorrow. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away.
Well, that was said. Okay, yeah, that was said. That's what the script says. Okay. Okay, great.
Huh? Hold on, what did you just say? Did Paimon hear you correctly?
Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after they take a duk-duk. That's why I suggested you could try that. Is that so strange?
What the hell? What? Why did I find that funny? Considering how philosophical she was just about a minute ago, and then hearing this, that I think that threw me off so hard. Like the script just did a 180 on my brain.
It's so strange and so against common sense that Paimon's at a loss for words. You were sounding kind of smart just a minute ago.
For once, I agree, Paimon. What the hell was that?
Yeah. Even though it's happy and lively at the Sub-Zero's festival every day, it feels like it's been a long time since we've really gotten to relax.
Well, that was something. All right. Well, here we go again.
Continue
Oh boy.
honest. Compared to what we stand to achieve, these sacrifices are trivial.
We're still in the same day.
As expected.
You already knew last night that we didn't break out of the Samsara? Why didn't you tell us?
Because I'm such a jackass.
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your minds.
Well, that didn't really help all that much. If tomorrow never comes.
Paimon thought the Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you were looking out for us after all.
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been everything to me.
Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're taking things a little fast.
Right.
What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and sense my presence. In other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not exist. That's why you two have been everything to me. Get it?
Right.
Nahida's talking about confusing stuff again.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
The time loop theory is indeed incorrect.
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory?
Deia's fighting skills have been improving, and Dunyarzad's illness has also gotten worse.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Gosh, how did we not notice that? In a simple time loop, people's physical conditions should also reset.
So, what's your new hypothesis?
The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory. And Dia was able to use her experiences to avoid injury in later samsara cycles. The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times.
Associates bodily memories to... I want to say this. Yeah. Memories are deleted every day.
If all our memories of a day are erased at the end of that day, then we would unwittingly relive that same day again and again.
It's something mental. We aren't in a time loop. Instead, our memories are being erased at the end of each day.
Oh, then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories.
It's possible.
That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zeru's festival hasn't happened yet. It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before. But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword. Now everything makes sense.
A brilliant deduction.
Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong.
Wrong.
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyrocrystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows.
That isn't simple at all.
Still the wrong conclusion.
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new.
Right. She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go.
I'm liking this quest. Yeah, let's go and check her out, shall we? Talk to her. I meant talk to her, not check her out. Oh, maybe we could do that at the same time, though, right?
Take it easy. There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it.
Well, let's just get straight to the point.
Oh, that works.
You suddenly became proficient with your greatsword because... we lived through the same day many times already, and our memories of the day are erased every night.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
Alright then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this greatsword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
I've thought about that too. But if the sages were behind this, if they utilized the entire city's resources as well as information supplied by the Akasha...
Right! They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything! It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer.
And then Dunyarzad is just standing there.
Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Alright then, lead the way.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Wait a minute, why are we going over here? Oh, never mind.
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they used some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
Lisa might have to abandon this theory.
Whew, I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Speaking of, Miss Dunyarzad didn't even speak. Not once.
Well, back to square one. Is our
For this day, I mean.
memorization theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime.
Well, we're not in the real world.
Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
I suddenly realized that something is strange.
Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
How come we've never thought about leaving the city?
Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city. Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
We should have thought of this a long time ago.
How about we go back and ask NAHIDA? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Yeah, I wonder if we actually tried that before. Alright, you.
NAHIDA, we're back!
You're back early today. Did you find something new?
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
Have we ever tried leaving the city?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
Eh?
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town.
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Well, let's try that again tomorrow.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
There it is again.
Our memories are back!
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
What do you mean?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
A message? From who?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back.
Okay.
There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
This is my own voice.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
2 days ago.
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Head to the city gate to find a way out. All right. Ayo.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
What kind of voice is that?
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
Hey, what's up?
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
So the Academia doesn't trust you at all.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry!
Paimon, stay here.
Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
We need someone to stay and witness events from this side.
But what if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon won't be able to help you.
I needed to be alone with my thoughts, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we?
If we leave together, it'll just be the same as before.
Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look.
Very well.
And please, be careful.
All right.
Memories!
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
Traveler!
What the hell? What's wrong?
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
What did I promise?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
Although I don't remember doing any of this, I'm sorry, Paimon. I won't leave you behind.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world.
Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday? I see. Using two people's different perspectives.
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
You sure that's what you saw? You weren't zoning out or anything?
No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
Yeah, Thanos snapped.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this?
I don't even know that yesterday existed.
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
So they didn't just restrict access to Sumeru City, they're also erasing the memories of those who leave.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside!
If our memories will be erased, can we leave behind something other than memories?
Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at.
You will be our messenger.
Well, okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me.
Yep, now we're talking.
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node.
To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
Worth a try.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
I still think you should still stay.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it.
See you tomorrow, Paimon.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Traveler.
And then I left.
That covers everything that's happened so far.
So that message was what I left for myself when I left the city.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
It's something going on that's outside.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru City space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. I only received it last night.
All right.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Damn it, man!
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The
Gotta be the message.
It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Spaces without human presence, the real world, a space where we were yesterday.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic? My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha.
Likely the space we were yesterday, right?
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
The secret, huh? Give me some time. I need to organize my thoughts.
Hey, where are you going?
I need to brood alone. Organize your thoughts on the familiar bench in the city. Oh, yeah, that place.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Dance of Sub-Zerus. It's that time already.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Damn, she's sounding even worse.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
I think I know the answer now.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth.
I'm just trying to keep up with everything here, and it is a little difficult to follow everything.
You're back! I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival?
Ask away, Miss Nahida.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara. All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common.
That's
a
new.
lack of human presence. People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon. The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? Those spaces remind me of dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia forest. Except these have no sign of human presence.
Something tells me this and this are linked, right? Yeah, they were.
We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this? The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate.
Yes.
It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
Well, I mean, they're all the same, right?
That does...
The Akasha is a manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So, in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
And they don't intend to stop there.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized. Those dreamscapes kept vanishing.
Okay, so link this to someone else.
But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared. Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more? My mind feels exhausted, even... We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times.
Yeah. Then mass production of dreams.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream.
And from the sounds of it, the Sub-Zeru's festival is the center of it, ain't
Their
it?
disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zeru's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zeru's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha. And so it continues.
Damn, that's kind of depressing. It actually almost sounds like the Matrix-ish.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
All right, last question. Who am I?
The moon. Illusions, lies.
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if NAHIDA has referred to herself as the moon, now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of Sumeru's people?
The moon.
So you noticed.
Lesser Lord of Kusanali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
I had a funny feeling.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all.
Oh, how considerate of you, Paimon.
Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
I have a lot of questions for you, but this doesn't seem like a good time.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Why couldn't you simply tell us the truth?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds.
I mean, to be fair, I guess if we asked the first time around, we wouldn't understand exactly.
Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Well, fair enough. How do the sages manage to keep people from noticing this?
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sumeru's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sumeru's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu.
Well, that might explain why it felt so long-winded.
Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sumeru's festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
About the side effects of a mass-produced dream.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate.
Right.
Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
Right.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing!
Why is the dream about the Sumeru's festival?
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow. Now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Those spaces remind me of dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia forest. Except... Okay, Nahida said... Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more?
To be fair, I don't think we ever actually mentioned this to her.
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean...
Well, I don't have any more.
Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival, Samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
Here we go again.
We're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Right. Hello.
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Where's Dunyarzad?
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Jeez.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Oh.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler.
But in a dream, people can't really perceive that.
You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still...
You are a kind Archon.
Far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
Why the hell am I tearing up?
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
So we find the host, then what? Wake them up?
Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Something tells me it's not going to be that hard.
And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
I see a glimmer of determination.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her.
I just feel so demoralized.
Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this dream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Unlikely. Knowing the plan, they probably become aware that they were dreaming. An unsuspecting host would be less likely to realize this is a dream.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like NAHIDA and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Ferris, the Knight of Flowers. The one with the strange getup.
Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the wholesome Zeru's festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
Right. Holy shit. Yeah, this has been something else. We've already experienced the character deaths before. During the third act of the Inazuma Archon quest, we came across a soldier named Tepe, and he was essentially a soldier hopeful, definitely someone that strives to be stronger and more powerful. And with the introduction to these delusions, in the span of, I'd probably say a few days, I think a few in-game days, we see his health continually deteriorate due to him using the delusion, and because of that, the delusion took his life. It was supposed to be emotional, but in my opinion, I think it was due to the pacing of the story. Tepe's death feels like an afterthought, just to raise melodrama, just for the sake of melodrama. We were just jumping from location to location because the first thing that we did in the third act of the Inazuma Archon quest was Tepe's death, then training to battle against the Raiden Shogun. We find out about Scaramouche, and then beat up Signora, have the Signora die right then and there. So we don't even get. In fact, the Traveler doesn't even do the finishing blow. We're not even given that satisfaction. Right, the Raiden Shogun just straight up kills off the Signora, and then after that we beat up Raiden, and after that it was just it kind of just ends. Yeah, it kind of just ends there. And after that, we were only given at least two Yeah, about two story quests involving the Raiden Shogun, and it felt like it's an elongated epilogue of the Archon quest. Things just went by so quickly. We're never given a proper send-off. We don't really know that much about Teppei, and unfortunately, in that regard, it's not exactly the fault of. It's not exactly the fault of the developers in a creative sense. I think the reason why I'm still a firm believer that the reason why the Archon quests in Inazuma were the way they are is not a creative decision. It was mostly a business decision because they want to release the characters and make sure that they give the Raiden Shogun, considering who the Raiden Shogun was, like how we perceived her in the first and second acts and the such. The developers would have to quickly rush through the quests just so we can give the Raiden Shogun a more positive outlook in comparison to how she was perceived in the beginning, and just so they can so the business side of the Hoyoverse can just get money and stuff like that. It's like, honestly, it's always about the money, no matter how you see it. So how does this relate to Sumeru? How does this relate to what we just played through just now? This is a little easier to make a story around because the Archon, in this case, Kusanali, is already perceived as someone who is not wanted in terms of the majority of Sumeru's citizens do not accept Kusanali as their Archon, but rather the other Archon, the previous Archon that already died, Ruka de Verda. I think that's the name. I believe that's the name, Ruka de Verda. Someone correct me if I'm wrong though. Because of that, we sympathize with Kusanali more than Ruka de Verda. Now, granted, we don't know much about Ruka de Verda and who they were as a person. Just at least enough to, at least not in the sense that we know Venti, we know Zhongli, we know Raiden /A/Makoto, but we don't know a lot, at the moment, we don't know a lot about Ruka de Verda to sympathize towards, in comparison to Kusanali. Kusanali, at least based on my observations, is tragic. When you consider the position that she's in, it feels tragic just seeing her like this. Just the fact that she's doing all of this and she doesn't even expect anyone to respect her after that. We also get to meet up with Dunyazard in the first act of the Archon quest, and we got to know her. We got to we actually get to spend time with her. Even outside of this particular Archon quest, in the previous Archon quest, we got to talk to her. We got to do a lot of we pretty much just get to know her, who she is exactly as a person now, and then as a person before, as a child. So, and we developed this particular connection with her. I don't necessarily know if it's on an emotional level, but it is a level in which we would feel something about. And compared to Teppei, Dunyazard has a connection with the Archon. It is a small one, but it's enough for us to understand, okay, this is Kusanali that she's talking about. And the fact that up to this point, Dunyazard, I mean, let's just face it, Dunyazard is dead. And now Kusanali just feels horrible about it. The fact that we came to this conclusion about how to get out of this, not time loop, but get out of this dreamlike state. And we just figured it out too late. I just feel that in comparison to Teppei's death, Dunyarzad's death feels like it's earned. Because we actually got to know her a lot more compared to Teppei. Do I think... Now, here's the thing, though. That doesn't mean that I don't like Teppei's death. In fact, I do think that Teppei's death in the Inazuma Archon quest is fine. Would have been fine if we got to know more about Teppei beyond what we know about him at that moment in time. I mean, what were his likes? What were his dislikes? So how did he get into the position that about where he is? Does he strive for something that's a little more than just power? A lot of the information that we did get out of Teppei doesn't really feel like it's enough. It feels like it's the bare minimum, and it kind of feels a little cheap in retrospect. Again, not because of a creative decision, in my opinion. Honestly, I gotta hand it to Hoyoverse that they did a pretty good job with the story. I'm actually very impressed, and it's not just the Archon quest as well. I'm also off stream. I'm also playing through the Aranara quests, and my goodness, the world building just from the Aranara quest alone it's something else, man. I'm impressed. I feel like the writers who are behind this particular quest now Hoyoverse now has an understanding about what they should do with the story moving forward. I'm hooked right now. I'm definitely hooked.